Hey there folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome back to another beautiful day here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Skitty Bop's got a new mustache, check him out. So this is the Titan Root and Rock Debris Rake that we're gonna be trying out today on a mess that I have out here in the yard. So earlier in the summer, I came out here and I had an excavator, a great old big excavator, and I pulled out these monstrous stumps. They were poplar tree stumps that were out here in the yard, and I've got to fix this area up. It's full of roots and rocks and debris. So we're going to be using 3 cool attachments today. I'll post links down the video description to all 3 attachments that we're going to use. We're going to dress up this area in the front yard, and once freezing temperatures stop, we're gonna seed it and we'll put down some straw and stuff on top of it. So come along today as we put Skitty Bop to work with his new mustache, the 7-foot root rock and roll root debris rake, and all these other tools. So we'll use the grapple and we're gonna use a bucket, and we're gonna be hauling dirt from our upper garden down here to make this pretty. All right, hope you guys enjoy. Woo!
I ain't afraid of work, I ain't afraid of play, I ain't afraid to get the job done and do it my own damn way. I ain't afraid of life, times like this. If you mess with my freedom, I'll tell you just what you can kiss. That's right.
All right guys, let's walk down here in the yard and look at this disaster of a mess. I've been mowing around this spot all summer long in hopes that it would dry up enough for me to get in here with that rake, with that root and debris rock rake and clean all this up. It's gonna disturb the land. It's gonna make a bit of a mess, but that mess is necessary in order to fix this area. So if you look, you can see rocks and bricks and debris and roots and all kinds of stuff, and we're just going to take that stuff and push and pull and push and pull back and forth through here and get it all cleaned up. Once we get it all cleaned up and raked up into a pile, we'll either take the bucket or the grapple and we'll scoop it up and we'll haul it off over in the woods out of the way. These 2 stumps right here, we're actually gonna put in the field across the way over here. We're gonna put them in a ditch over there. And the reason we're putting them in a ditch is because we're gonna eventually pile up a bunch of brush and burn them. And charcoal is a natural dewormer for the cows. So the cows can go through there, they'll gobble up all that charcoal and it'll naturally deworm our cows. So that's our cattle dewormer for the farm this year. So that's the mess we got to clean up. That's the project. We'll get the drone up in the air, get you guys some cool footage, but you can see I made a mess, a big mess. First of all, we got a Titan 6-foot bucket right here. This is the bucket we're gonna be using to transport debris. It's a bigger bucket than I had with my other tractor. It's a little bit deeper and I can scoop up a little bit more debris, and it's got the smooth edge right there, okay? Next thing, we've got the Titan grapple. This grapple has 2 grabbing arms versus 1 single big grabbing arm. That works better for grabbing oddly shaped stuff like those stumps over there. So that's what we'll be using for that. And Skitty Bop, our little skid steer, has his mustache on. And this is the star of today's show, the root and rock and debris rake. This should go right down and smooth everything out. We may not even have to smooth out with the smooth bucket. We might just leave it a little bit rough so that the grass seed sets in. So let's get busy. Let's have some fun. We can't get busy yet. Let's talk about this too. So we've got the grouser tracks on this machine. The reason we have the grouser tracks is because this machine is completely useless in the mud without the tracks on it. So it's that time of year, it's the muddy, mucky time of year, and these track over tires kick butt. I'll also post a link to Grouser's website. Don't have a coupon code, but those are awesome. Heavy, heavy duty tracks to go over our skid steer. Now we gotta be careful because those tracks, twisting and turning in the yard here, will tear up the yard. So we've got to be a little gentle until we get up to where we're going to go, and then we can twist and turn and smooth stuff. Cool? Those are grouser tracks. Well, guys, you can see I've got to change my plan. It is absolutely muddy as can be right here. This has got to dry out a little bit more. I'm gonna have to wait until later in the spring in order to go get loads of good soil to put in this hole. It is just pure mush right here. And if I didn't have the tracks on Skitty Bop, those grouser tracks, I wouldn't even be able to get right here. It is slick as snot. Now, I did manage to clean everything up. I got all the rocks and debris out. I'm gonna go back and forth over this with the tracks and try and smooth this out as best I possibly can. We're gonna grab the grapple and we're gonna take the stumps and debris, the stumps, the big stuff, the big stumps we're gonna take on over here way across the road. Once we pick them up and drop them a couple times and try to shake all the dirt out of them. And then we're going to take all the smaller debris and we're going to put it in a gully back over here. So you'll get some footage of that as I zip around the farm on Skitty Bop here. Man, I can't say how awesome these grouser tracks are. They've done an awesome job. And the Titan rake, the root and rock rake, did its job. I mean, it's totally free of roots and rocks and debris. So did a great job. Plus, a little bit of the grass. I didn't want to get a whole lot of the grass up, but them's the breaks sometimes. Might come down here with the Ventrac and the landscape rake and landscape rake all this out. Once it dries up enough, the Ventrac has a little bit lighter footprint and would smooth this up very, very nicely. But it's just too wet. It's that wet time of year. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna drop the root and rock rake and we're gonna grab the grapple. Sometimes you got to shut the machine off and just let off the pressure on your hydraulic lines. Then we can get them hooked up. So these hydraulic hookups can be hateful. There we go. Turn that so it doesn't unhitch. And we'll hook this one up. These are flat face skid steer type connectors. We're going to all flat face skid steer type connectors on the farm because I think they introduce less trash into your hydraulic system. If we can get it hooked up. Okay. All right, we'll jiggle our handle again. Make sure all our pressure's off. They can be a pain. I don't know how many, you guys leave a comment down there. How many of you guys have hooked up hydraulic lines and had to fight them? It's right there. Fire up the machine. Jiggle some hydraulic lines right quick. Hydraulic connectors. Uh-oh. Almost. Click, please click. It's there, it's there. It just didn't click. I can do it. You can do it. Look at that. Boom! Woo! That sucked. All you guys are probably asking yourself this question. Did we need the root and rock rake for doing this job? Or could we have just done it with the grapple? Well, I'll tell you, the spacing on the tines on the grapple are probably, I don't know, 4 inches further than the spacing on the root and rock rake. So it's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen the other. The grapple did a great job. Got the stumps way over there. You can probably see a dot way over there. This area, we've got one more thing to do. We're gonna put the smooth bucket on and we're just gonna back drag it as best we can. It is muddy and I will have to go through here and pick up, it's probably 5 or 6 rocks or 5 or 6 sticks. Later on in the spring, we'll go up to the upper garden. We've got to clear off all the topsoil I built for the upper garden so we can put the shop in. Hopefully, we're doing a 200 by 60 enclosed shop that'll be insulated and that'll be awesome. We can go in and work on equipment, trucks and toys and all kinds of stuff. So let's get the smooth bucket and we'll back drag all this. Do you need a grapple and a root and rock rake? It depends on how many roots and rocks and how big they are for you guys. So this grapple will scoop up roots like nobody's business. But when it comes to pushing rocks, you know, about that big, that you need to get out of your pastures if you're just now clearing land, I think the root and rock rake does the best job. I also think that the root and rock rake does a better job back dragging backwards. I think it does a better job doing that. Typically, we might go with a tooth bucket on this, but it's going to stay so rough once I get done back dragging it, and you'll see the stumps and the sticks and the rocks kind of pop up. But typically, I think maybe even a tooth bucket would be appropriate for fixing this, but this looks so much better. Guys, post a comment, tell me what you think. We're about to wrap it up. I think it looks awesome. I think it couldn't have gone better. Despite the mud, this smoothed out nice. It's still a little rough, and what I'm gonna have to do is wait till it's dry and get down here with the landscape rake and dress her up nice before I seed it. So, man, remember what it looked like before, okay? Now, this is the after, so it looks a whole lot better. Skiddy Bop did great. I know I've been having trouble with that little skid steer with it breaking hoses and stuff. No problems whatsoever. Hopefully we found all of the weak hoses. It's a 20-year-old machine. I paid 13 grand for it, and I don't want to go into debt for a skid loader. Not right now. I just don't feel like going into debt to buy a $50,000 skid loader is the right thing to do. We got some farming to do, and that thing will get the job done. So awesome. Guys, thanks a lot for joining me here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Today, we got to go and move the cows. So we'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Be sure you pound the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you back. All right? Woo!
Down to the Stoney Ridge, bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Woo!
All right, guys, this is the before, and that is the after. Look at that. Did a great job, man. Awesome, awesome. See you guys next time. They can be a pain. It's right there. It's funny, but it's not funny. Oh, it's just right there. Now you get to see the real struggles, not like the hot rod shows where everything just goes perfect. It doesn't go perfect all the time. Come on, baby. Oh, don't do this to me today. Oh, come on, baby. Get on there, boy. Get it, boy. All right, sing to me. It's like a 1/16 of an inch from going in. Sometimes the dream is real. You can do it. You can do it. You love me. Oh, seems to be going easier there. It's going up further. You can do it, baby. I got the faith. And I just heard pressure relieved. Whee! Don't show that. Get on there, boy. Get it, boy. Oh, Lord. We ain't got time for all this, man. We ain't got time to be playing with all this. We gotta get this done. Oh, you're so close. Every time I get up there, it's so much closer. Oh, it's hateful hydraulic connectors. Uh-oh. Almost. Click, please click. You can do it. Look at that. Boom.